Every reaction you have is a signal. Every defensive response is a tell. Every over-explanation is a confession. If your emotions aren't private, they're a map that leads directly to your weaknesses. And once someone has that map, you're not in control anymore. They are. But this video is not about emotional suppression or learning to fake a perfect poker face. Real power comes from something much simpler, understanding that between every stimulus in your response, there's a space, and most people never use it. Your reaction is not automatic. You think it is, but it's not. Your nervousness, your defensiveness, your need to explain yourself, these aren't uncontrollable impulses. They're habits that feel automatic because you've practiced them so consistently that you've forgotten there's another option. Machiavelli understood this 500 years ago. He wrote, "Never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception." People read this as cynicism, but it's not. Control doesn't come from authority. It comes from exploiting predictability. The moment you're predictable, you can be steered. Your pattern becomes a lever, and whoever holds the lever owns you. When you're triggered, your nervous system is designed to move you fast. That response was useful when threats were physical. Now threats are social, professional, relational. Fast reaction is your vulnerability. But that pause, that space where you breathe, assess, choose, most people skip it. They feel the trigger and move. In the moment they move, they've given information. They've revealed what matters to them. They've shown what works on them. The people with genuine power figured out something that sounds simple but requires obsessive discipline. They've trained themselves to delay, not long delays, 1 breath, 1 second, just enough space to separate the impulse from the action. This is where Machiavelli's second insight cuts deep. Men are quicker to forget the death of their father than the loss of their property. Translation: incentive matters infinitely more than loyalty, more than emotion, more than what they told you matters. Watch what people actually do when something costs them something real. That's their priority. Not what they said, not how they felt, what they actually chose. The people who have command understand this. They're not betting on your loyalty. They're not betting on your guilt. They're not betting on your need for approval anymore. They've stopped trying to move you through your reactions and started being unmovable themselves. So how do you actually become unpredictable? First, notice the pattern. Where do you move too fast? Where do you defend without thinking? Where do you explain something no one asked you to explain? That's your baseline. That's what's predictable about you. Take note of it. You can't change what you don't see. Second, practice the pause. Start small. When someone says something that would normally move you, take a breath. That's it. You're not changing anything. You're just not reacting in real time. Watch what happens. Third, stop over-explaining. Explanation is confession. People who are secure in their position don't justify endlessly. They answer what's asked. They leave silence where you'd normally fill it with justification. That silence is power. Fourth, understand incentives. Stop personalizing what people say. Watch what they actually prioritize when it costs something. A person who cancels plans with you twice but never cancels on their business partner isn't flaky. They're showing you exactly where you rank in their incentive structure. The moment you stop translating that through emotion and start reading it as data, you're no longer surprised by people. Machiavelli also said, "The wise man does it once, what the fool does finally." Translation: discipline now or desperation later. The people with power aren't waiting until they're desperate to learn control. They're practicing it now. They're practicing the pause when nothing is at stake, so that when something is, it's already automatic. Here's what actually changes when you do this. The people who are testing your boundaries stop. The people who are looking for your pressure points stop looking, because you're not signaling that you can be played. That signal reverses every dynamic: professional, personal, relational. The world responds to composed unpredictability the way it responds to nothing else. It resets respect. Once this becomes real, something else happens. You stop needing to prove anything. You stop over-explaining. You stop seeking validation. In the absence of that hunger, that desperate need for approval, that's what makes people take you seriously. You don't get here by being louder. You get here by being quieter and harder to move, by refusing to react on schedule, by understanding that your power was never in what you said or felt.
It was always in what you chose not to reveal. Start today. Notice one moment where you react on reflex. Take a pause. Watch your reactions start to change. And once that becomes your default, watch what you've been giving away this entire time finally come back under your control.